Today I am going to just do a quick test with the gelatin mold. It has been asked whether or not you could make silicone dice with them, whether it would inhibit the cure of the silicone and stick to the mold and cause an issue or not. So I have some extra silicone left over that I'm going to go ahead and try with this mold. It's the same mold that I made in a previous video with the jumbo D20 that kind of deformed a little bit, but it still works for this purpose. And I'm just going to see if the silicone will cure correctly while in a gelatin mold. So let's get started. First, I will mix up my silicone, part A and part B, make sure it's equal parts. I didn't have a whole lot left, so I just went ahead and used the rest of everything. Stir it up for at least 5 minutes to make sure I get a good mixture, and then go ahead and pour it in the mold. While I'm pouring that, I would just like to give a special shout out and thank you so much to my supporters for all that you do and for your donations. It is greatly appreciated. If you would also like to support this channel, go ahead and check out the Patreon or Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi links in the description and sign up for a subscription, or just send $1 or $2 so I can buy some more silicone. Now that it is poured, I'm going to use this rubber band to hold the mold in place. I'm not going to put it in a pressure pot. I'm not worried about bubbles. I just want to see if it will cure correctly. But if it does work, then the next one you definitely want to put in a pressure pot so that you don't have any bubbles or voids. So make sure that this is lined up, and then I'm going to let that cure. I have a lot of extra silicone, so I'm just going to pour some in the bottom of a dice tray that I printed and call it good. Once it is cured, I go ahead and take it apart. I peel it off, and it seems like it comes off of the gelatin mold. That's a good sign. It's a little clingy, but it still comes off. There was a point where there was a piece that got my finger gooey, and so I got some gloves thinking maybe that there was some inhibition somewhere, but I think it was just the mixture I did, because once I get inside of it, nothing appears to be gooey. It appears to be coming off. There's maybe one other spot in the top of the reservoir that had a little bit of uncured stuff in it, but overall the entire dice did come out just fine. There was no cure inhibition. So yes, it would appear you could use the gelatin mold to make silicone dice. You can of course add mica powders to add some color to your silicone if you wanted to. The only downfall to silicone dice in general is, well, I guess if it's a downfall, they don't necessarily roll so much as act like a bouncy ball. So that's up to you how you want to use it, but it can be done. So go ahead and make some sweet silicone dice. I checked the inside of the mold just to make sure there was no uncured silicone in there, and everything appears to be dry and clean and ready to use for another die if needed.